All right, welcome back YouTube to another great adventure in the wilderness. Anyway, we're starting off. Buddy out of Vegas wanted a 1968 to 72 Chevy truck. Found this on OfferUp. She's got a few dents and whatnot. Barely runs. But here's our start of it. What we're going to end up doing, LS3, swap all the good stuff. Got a few little panels, need some body work. We're going to kind of keep everything original as we can, except for motor training and some upgrades. Guessing this is a standard 350. Seems to run halfway decent, but it's coming all out. We bought this off OfferUp for 3,000 bucks. We're going to go ahead and sink some money into it. She's got a few spots of rust, and we will be turning this into a short bed. Therefore, we're going to fish plate the frame, shorten it up, probably roll pan the back bumper, find a tailgate. Shouldn't be too bad. I think we can actually find that one part, but for the most part, everything seems like it's here. Not in horrible shape. Yeah, under this lovely interior fresh blanket is it looks like it might have been from Egypt or ancient ruins. We've got some rust spots, which this will all be coming off anyway, shortening the bed to make it a short bed. And we've got a little bit of rust down here on the bottom of the doors. Other than that, floors don't look too bad. It's a stick shift. Ceiling looks okay. So bear with me. On for another long project, gentlemen. All right, we are back on it. Didn't want to have you for the slow, boring ride of yanking this. Dude, this thing had tons of grease, man. It was so nasty. Anyway, I just got done pressure washing all the crud off of it, and it was horrible. But anyway, welcome to my world. We yanked the motor out of her. A little rough runner, but tuck her in the corner. Maybe rebuild it down the road or something. But there it be. Next step of this journey. Bear with me and we'll keep on pushing. All right, back at it. We're on the bottom side. We got a lot to clean up. We're going to be soda blasting this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and pop off everything on the top, separate the frame, pop out that tranny motor. It's already out. It was done. Old and falling apart. Halfway blown already too. So we got rid of that. Now we just got to yank the tranny. We're going to go ahead and pull all this out. Situate it all now. So bear with me. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. Down to the nitty gritty. A bunch of rust breaker spray. And nothing like a air grinder. We've got mounts that are just rusted on here. They're all off now. We're getting ready to go ahead and use the lift. Lift the bed off the body here. And then we're going to run a soda blaster on frame rotisserie. Bear with me. We got some damage, some metal work to work with. But you don't see this too. You actually get in on the project. We got everything busted loose, ready to come off. So bear with me. This is just the disassembly video. And I don't know if you're interested, but I got a bunch of stuff on my channel about all this stuff. And just slowly packing it on the trailer and ready to friggin' set it all up, man. Here we go. Bear with me. We'll keep on pushing. All right, we are back at it. We just broke the bed loose from the frame. This baby's in bad shape. Got some rust. We're going to patch all this up. We're shortening this bed, turning this truck into a short bed anyway. There it be. We busted off all the extra overload springs. We got one set left right there. The other sets are already in the garbage. We're going to go ahead and got some damage. You never see everything till you actually break it apart. But we're going to have it on point when I'm done. So I got to get the cab next. Back out here. Cab next. Front end will actually be right before the cab. And I'm going to pull this whole nose in one big piece. It's like three-sided. I'll show you how I do it. Bear with me. Alright, back at it again. Today is a nice day. There's sun outside. And a whole bunch of crap in my back. Ah. Anyway, we are under the truck. Driver's side. We got some nasty right here. We're probably actually going to get new pieces of these. I believe called a rocker. I could be wrong. Someone's going to judge me. And I think I'm going to cut this out, see if we can't get a replacement for this. If not, flat plate, flat plate, flat plate. And go as far as you can. Leave a drip hole. These bolts are stripped out on the back side, so we'll probably have to cut them from down here. The body for the cab. There's back holes here at the back section as well. And there you go. One there. One there, basically in all four corners. Same problem with this one that's stripped out on top as well. This piece, same deal. And I generally, rule of thumb, I try to drill a hole, fill it full of paint, but also drill a hole where it can drip any moisture that builds up back there, so the longevity of it's a lot better. You do have one bolt up here for the front section on the fender. We're at the back of the front tires right here. This thing is a nasty mess. We got that one done as well. And then I believe there's 4 more bolts up top, which I'll show you in a minute. We're going to get this cab and body out of the frame. And this old tranny popped out. I actually got a friend that might need that. It's crazy, that exact tranny too. So there you go. Bear with me. And we'll get you situated. All right, now we're working on the top side. You got a couple 1/2 inch, one on this corner. And I believe one right behind the door jamb there. And then a bunch of Phillips screws. And part of these, also the 2 windshield wipers. And let me show you what those look like inside. They're pretty simple. If it's up against the window, like so, just like it is there, there's a little clip right there. You see that clip? Just kind of push it back with a pick tool. And then just wiggle it. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Good to spray some WD or something to get it off. But it's just on a small spline setup. Comes off pretty simple. We're going to keep going on this. We got to get this piece off. There will be an antenna wire too, but I believe it disconnects up under there if I remember right. So this bolt, and then that applies to that side and that side as well. We'll pop that off. Then I believe we got a couple more bolts accessing, taking off the nose clip. You have your 2 main bolts to the body mounts, like under there and somewhere right under there. And I'm going to do some patchwork to the metal down there. See if I can actually find the piece and just weld in the new one. They don't make everything for these, so be prepared for a little bit of custom fab if you're familiar. And these right here aren't standard either. These are overload springs. It's crazy, this truck actually had 2 sets of them. It had another set bolted up to the front as well and to the back. They must have been hauling something heavy. Alright, we got another little piece going. Top of our fender, passenger side. You got 2 more. These look like 9/16 and 9/16. Our little top vent piece is off. And then the same deal. We got some unexpected scenery in here growing. Wonder if we can get an apple or a peach or something out of there. I don't know. Maybe when it blooms this next season, huh? Alright, we're going to pop those off. And then work on them 2 bolts on the core support. Like I showed you a minute ago. And they're covered in rust. Everything's pretty bad shape. I didn't think this thing was too bad, but it can all be fixed. Just a little more than what I was expecting. But we good, man. I've done a few. We're getting it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and bust these front 2 core support bolts loose. This is right behind the front bumper. One thing you're going to notice, it is easier to remove the bumper for space to move this forward and up. So just pop your front bumper off. Normally very common mounts on most of these old schools. I'm just going to remove this bolt and this bolt connected to the sides of the frame. The 2 core support bolts. And then you're going to have to disconnect, if you can see it, this bolt and also on the front of the frame. And these are carriage bolts, so you got to do them from the back side. Gear wrench is probably your best bet. There you go. And actually, sorry, there's two more. One there and one there high. So you got 2 and 2, and then this bolt, and then the whole thing slide out that way, one piece. So bear with me, we'll get it cracked off. Here we go. All right, back at a pain in the ass. Front end's off. All the bolts that I showed you. You got each side, I'll do each side. You got top 2. You'll have bottom one right here that goes inward towards the fender. These 2 go inward towards the body. You got another one on each side that goes in here to the firewall. You got 2 frame mounts. And mind you, that front bumper's got to come off first. Same deal on the other side. 1, 2, boom, and boom, right there. There all you be. Okay, cab's ready to pop off tomorrow. Getting a little late tonight. I'm gonna make an inventory list of a few things that need replaced metal-wise. There's our front bumper, as you can see. Single bolt to the inner frame. And then there's 4 bolts total, 2 on each side to the front at the bumper. And then you just take it, you use your forklift. And nah, not everybody got a forklift, but if you got 2 people, you can do this pretty easily. And just kind of spread the back end that's by the firewall and lift up on the front, and it'll all do its thing for you. There you go. We're going to continue video tomorrow, and we'll go from there. All right, back at it. Late night stuff. Okay, I've been slacking on my YouTube video building. Okay, we got our frame busted off, our cab busted off. We're getting ready to run the soda blast on this thing, get all this crap off. All the suspension, drive shafts, links, everything is all brand new. Everything's already in the back of my box truck. Tranny's coming out. So you know a guy that needs that. Yeah, all these are going to be replaced by tubular control arms, upper, lower, suspension, everything brand new, steering, all the components, ball joints. These are getting converted to a 5-lug with the darn it, brain fart, non-drum. We're putting disc kit on this thing, all 4 corners, all new bushings, every single piece of this thing. We're gonna have this frame all painted up. We got a little bit of work underneath though. We got this busted all loose. This ain't horrible, but yeah, she'll need a few spots like that right there. We're gonna put some new metal and whatnot in there, but I don't know how far I'm gonna get tonight. But there we go. We got some grass in there we might need a lawnmower for. We got to get the windows and the interior out of there, and then we'll get this thing all soda blasted, set up, ready to rock and roll. We're gonna build the chassis, and then I'll work on body. Now bear with me, we'll keep on going. All right, now that we're back at this, we're getting ready to put it on the lift. I'm gonna probably use about 4 to 6 jack stands. We want to make sure that this thing does not variate any kind of bend up or down. Now, as far as what I know on these, is you take out 12 inches under the cab, move them rear mounts of the cab. Will actually be moving farther back on the frame with modification of one of those. It's actually the first time I've done this year one of these. Every one of them's similar but different. Okay, now that that's being said, after we get all that, and I'm going to be cleaning and grinding the heck out of the frame, bare metal, nothing on it, corrosion, rust, anything at the welding points or any metal covering. We did pull the cab off. We're actually going to come back to this. I got this all out in the yard because I'm going to be soda blasting it all in one shot, but I'm going to do the frame first on a frame rotisserie after I get everything shortened and up to what I'm actually wanting out of it. Oh, bear with me. We got to take 8 inches off the back right there and 12 inches out of the front right there. That's where we're going to start. And this cross member will actually probably be getting removed because that is for the stick tranny. And we're doing a complete LS swap in this LS3 with a 6L80 tranny. New wiring harness, and we'll get back on that when we get to that point. That'll be a different part. We got all new suspension, but we're going to leave all this intact for now. And why we're going to take it from there instead of back here is because these arms right here, we can get factory parts for those as long as we don't modify the location of this cross member, which will actually be setting that farther forward 12 inches, of course. But it keeps all the factory equipment factory. The more you modify, the more headache you could put yourself under. And if you want to keep your hair, yeah, just listen to me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. We're going to get into setting it all up level. Jack stands, everything where it's not going to move. And then see what I got for metal. Not worrying about buying a kit to do this, because honestly, fabrication's my thing. Ain't no problem in that. Bear with me. All right, now we're kind of just, we got to take 12 inches out of here to here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use some 1/4 inch plate on there. And I got a little trick up my sleeve. I'm going to use my frame rotisserie. Simply put it on the back of the frame. Hook it up there so I can actually roll it right on in and keep it perfectly level. I prepped up all this and removed any hardware that might have been in the way. Exhaust hangers, fuel lines, brake lines, everything's out of there. Cleaned her inside and out. I'll probably cut in a little deeper on the inside of that one. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and prep up some metal to make a nice long patch in there. Fish plate it, whatever you want to call it. We'll go ahead and get going on that now. Bear with me a minute.